Once upon a time, preacher's daughter, Krista Baker, weds youth pastor Cody Alexander.
Her dream was finally coming true.
He was thrilled to get Krista. They wouldn't let go of each other, during the whole wedding.
But their loving hold on each other is about to be torn apart.
This was a one-shot murder to the back of the head, almost mafia style.
Their whole world got tumbled down, and they're good people. They didn't deserve this.
For this couple, the honeymoon is over. Wedding bells peal in the sleepy southern town of Abita Springs, Louisiana. 24-year-old Krista Baker is an angelic bride, devout and wholesome, sent by heaven into the loving arms of her man.
She was just a beautiful, godly picture of a pure bride. She was on her wedding day what she had dreamed of all of her life. To be able to go to the wedding altar waiting for that one person.
That one person is Cody Alexander. He's 22, handsome, humble, devoted to his faith and to Krista. Their faith has led them to this blessed moment. This is God's plan.
Some of the people remarked and said, she looks like the Virgin Mary. But she was just radiant and glowing.
The dashing groom is giddy and nervous as he vows to love and protect his bride forever.
I just knew Cody was going to be the perfect husband, just loving, sweet, considerate.
Krista's father officiates the wedding.
Now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss each other.
As a pious Christian couple, they have waited until this moment to have their very first kiss ever. And as that old nursery rhyme goes, first comes love, then comes marriage. And Krista and Cody can't wait for that baby in the baby carriage.
Both of them were ecstatic. I just envisioned them with a whole bunch of kids and just always been the kind of couple that just enjoys life.
Weddings are the fulfillment of all kinds of expectations. It's a cause for celebration because it means that on the horizon might be the next generation.
But early one Sunday morning, less than 4 months later, the hopes for that future horizon are destroyed when Livingston Parish, Louisiana Sheriff's deputies respond to a desperate 911 call.
911, what's your emergency?
I just got home and I walked in my house and all my lights are on and my wife's on the floor dead.
Sir, what's your address?
It's the home of the Newlyweds.
When we have a homicide, that's a big deal in Livingston Parish. My heart kind of dropped, because this is going to be a bad situation.
Shaking and distraught, Cody says he just got home from a 12-hour shift as an EMT and found Krista.
He walked into the sewing room, and that's where he found her lying partially inside the closet.
He could tell she was gone right away and couldn't save her.
The victim was shot once in the back of the head from the left side, exiting to the right.
The execution-style shot has robbed the world of a vibrant young woman with the brightest future and the sweetest past. Even as a young girl, Krista is something special.
Krista, as a child, was just the life of the party. She had this beautiful smile. She was just a radiant, bubbly young lady.
Growing up in Abita Springs, she's the youngest of 3 kids, with a Baptist preacher daddy, and she has a deep and active faith from the start.
She just genuinely wanted to share her belief with other people, that you could walk a Christian life, not just talk it, that you could really live a life full of joy and fulfillment.
During family mission trips around the world, Krista's greatest joy comes in working with kids.
She always had this trail of little children following her, and they flocked to her and always wanted to listen to what she had to say.
She wanted to one day be a mother herself and have children and to raise them to love and have a heart for people and have a genuine love for the Lord.
As a teen, Krista becomes an accomplished pianist and earns extra money as everyone's favorite piano teacher.
That was so good. You were learning so quickly.
She was easy to please as a teacher. You could tell that she was as thrilled as you were about the progress that you were making.
Raised in a Baptist family in nearby Livingston, Louisiana, Cody Alexander is outgoing and playful, the firstborn son to a family with 14 kids.
He was the older brother that all the younger brothers wanted to be like.
Sit right there, sit right there. What happened? What happened? All right, come here, sit up, sit up, sit up.
He made every sister feel like a princess.
The way people treat their family members is a great indication of how maybe they'll be treating you someday. And because Cody treated his sisters so well, it showed that Cody respected women, that he was a good caregiving person.
Cody and Krista's families see each other at church gatherings through the years. Like Krista, Cody is a devout Christian, volunteering as a youth pastor, and he wants to be an EMT. Another dream? To someday have a wife to cherish and children to shower with love.
So Dad was just wondering if after you're finished...
In 2006, Cody starts to see the pretty Krista as more than a church buddy. He first confides in Krista's brother.
Your sister, she's beautiful. And I'm kind of wondering if I could get your blessing on something.
I said, and if there was anybody that I was going to get to pick to be my brother-in-law, I said, I would choose you. So I think it's awesome you're interested in her.
I couldn't be happier that you asked.
Thank you, appreciate that.
You got to ask my dad, though.
About the same time, Krista falls for Cody when she sees him lead a service for kids.
Before you can love anybody else, you must first love God.
Is this the man God intends for her to marry?
Krista's heart actually opened up. I knew that she was going to fall in love with Cody the night when he preached.
Cody approaches Krista's father with a formal request to start seeing his daughter.
I felt it a great honor. That showed me he had great respect for my authority as father.
To prepare for the best future, they'll start things off the right way with a strict wooing process.
Krista had made a commitment that she would keep herself pure and for marriage. And one way to help avoid moral failure before marriage was to avoid the modern dating scene.
So Krista decides on courting, a strict Christian form of dating involving no kissing, no touching, no physical contact at all.
Any young couple has temptations, but it was important for her was what she desired.
It can be very difficult for a young couple to remain celibate. Plenty of couples do, though. It's not unnatural, it's not abnormal. It's probably a good thing, in fact. Research is very clear. The more you delay the onset of the sexual relationship, the better your relationship outcomes will be.
They'll have to keep their physical desires in check.
It's good, Mom.
But Krista and Cody know they're working toward a long and loving forever. But now that forever is cut short. Krista lies dead in her sewing room closet. And then, Cody shares even more devastating news. Krista wasn't the only one his EMT training couldn't save. He also couldn't save their baby.
And he told me that she was approximately 12 weeks or more pregnant with his child. It really shocked me that here's a unborn child that's never asked for this, that did not have the opportunity to survive in this world.
A selfless newlywed dead. Her unborn baby struck down with her. A dad-to-be left grieving.
The 12-week mark represents something. That's when women start to show a little bit. It's when they begin to tell people. Here, this couple was on the eve of being able to say, this is a real baby that's growing, it's coming. And it was cut short at this very tender moment.
What evil could have slipped into such a peaceful home? destroying the lives of this devoted couple. Newlywed EMT Cody Alexander has found his wife Krista dead, shot in the back of the head. Tragically, she was in her first trimester, and the baby has been killed as well. The home has been ransacked. The front door left open, drawers and cabinets rummaged through.
Everything was looking that it was, in fact, a robbery gone bad.
Most of Krista's jewelry is missing, as well as some electronics.
You could tell that someone had carefully disconnected the DVD player. I did not know if we have somebody out here just doing random killings or burglaries. Did someone surprise her? She surprised them.
It appears the killer did surprise Krista while she was ironing her husband's suit, as she always did before Sunday morning church.
The iron was setting up right, and it was on. It was very warm to the touch.
Who could have interrupted such a peaceful domestic scene with such a cold and ruthless killing? And how could this be God's plan for a young woman who always made the right choices? All her life, Krista had been a by-the-good-book kind of girl. So she makes sure her courtship with Cody is loving, but chaste. They enjoy time together in their rural paradise, always chaperoned.
We didn't smother Krista. They would be alone at times, but we were just close enough that I guess she felt secure.
Now an EMT, Cody's extremely busy with work, but he makes sure Krista knows she's his first priority. He lives an hour away and so can't visit as often as he'd like, but he sends lots of love via call or text.
I remember his voicemail. It was just a lovey-dovey thing, like, if you're not Krista, I'll get back with you later. But if you're Krista, I'll get back with you now.
You're supposed to be studying, not texting. I'm just saying goodnight.
They were both just really head over heels gone. She had his picture everywhere she went. The girls caught her studying, but she had his picture, was holding it there.
Just 3 months into the courtship, Cody's convinced Krista's the one. He asks for her father's blessing.
I felt like this is the will of God. This is the kind of young man that Krista's always wanted to marry. It's exciting to see your daughter find the love of their lives.
He plans the perfect proposal. Krista's family is in on the surprise, telling her they're going out to dinner so they can all get dressed up.
The plan that Cody had was the whole family would come. I'll propose to Krista at the door of the house.
And at the arranged time,
I love you. Will you marry me?
Krista is overwhelmed.
I remember her laughing and just being like, I can't believe this is really happening.
Krista, will you marry me?
Yes.
The engagement ring that he picked out for Krista was spectacular, and it seemed to symbolize what she meant to him, so it seemed to fit them.
But to put that new ring on, she must take off the promise ring her dad gave her when she turned 13.
It's a symbolic moment, moving from my father's house to my husband's house, you know.
Everything seems to be moving toward a picture-perfect future. But now, that future has come to a sudden and horrifying end.
The phone rang, and it was Cody's dad. He said, Brother Baker, I've got bad news. It was unreal, you know. You thought there's some mistake. This can't be true.
Now Pastor Baker has to tell the family.
He told me that somebody had broke in on Krista, and Cody had come in from work that morning and found her dead. I just couldn't believe it. And, you know, you don't have a lot of thought of anything. You're just sick.
As the family struggles to make sense of what's happened, they seek comfort among their church community.
I could hardly wrap my mind around it, that it had actually happened. You know, usually you hear about these types of things on TV and stuff, but this time it was in your life, and it was affecting you and people that you cared about.
Jay, when I find this guy...
Then comes the anger.
My mom said, you've got to forgive whoever this is, because as her brothers, you're probably going to have thoughts of wanting to go out and kill the person. My mom was reading my thoughts.
They must try to somehow find a way to forgive, even though it feels impossible.
You know, we are most powerful when we are in our most vulnerable place. Some people think the act of forgiveness is an act of being weak, but in fact, it is a power position to say, you know, I submit to a higher power, I forgive. That is a truly, truly powerful position.
At the crime scene, investigators work to provide the family with whatever answers they can. They get their first big break, a 9mm shell casing near Krista's body. Detectives ask Cody about a 9mm. He's stunned. He explains he owns several guns, and he's been selling them to raise cash. They have a baby on the way, after all.
Hey, man, what's up?
Shockingly, just the day before, a man came to buy one of the guns for sale. Cody's 9mm. The guy's name was Steve.
Steve winds up buying this 9mm from him for $400.
He says during the exchange, Steve was inside the house and met Krista.
Look at the thing, it's beautiful. Oh, hey. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, I'm sorry, Krista. This is Steve. Steve, this is my wife, Krista.
Hi.
He had told me that his wife made lemonade for him, and they would sit down to talk about the money transaction and the transaction of the gun.
Cody never got Steve's last name, but he did see him drive away in a gray pickup truck with a dent on the side. Could this be the killer?
So we're in the mode now, okay, we have a suspect named Steve. He's over here, he bought this gun. We don't know who he is. It was very important for us to find out.
This was a quiet southern town. To have such a brutal murder, such a tender, innocent young woman must have been terrifying for the entire community.
Is there a killer out there seeking out his next target in quiet Livingston Parish, Louisiana? Patrol cars scour Livingston Parish, Louisiana for a suspect named Steve, who might have murdered Krista Alexander just 4 months after she wed her husband, Cody. But there's so little to go on.
What I knew about Steve was only his first name and that he drove a small gray pickup truck, and it had some type of scratch or dent on the side.
The mystery man has at least a 12-hour head start.
So we did not know if this was someone, Steve, that was a local person, or was he just traveling through. So it was very urgent that we got this going as soon as we could.
As authorities search for Steve, Krista's family seek out the grieving widower. They meet Cody at his grandmother's house.
He just fell on me crying, just weeping. He couldn't even hardly talk.
It must have been devastating because they followed all the rules. They kept all those 10 commandments. And then to have something so awful happen, all the promises destroyed in an instant.
In their grief, memories drift back to happier times. Just a year and a half earlier, the newly engaged couple is walking on clouds. Cody does everything he can to please his fiancée.
He would lots of times call her Miss Krista. You know, it was kind of his little sweet way of talking to her.
It was good, but you nailed on that last one. You did real good.
It was just so cute watching them get closer.
And any Southern gentleman wants to spoil his lady with beautiful things.
He would go and buy lavish sets of jewelry, just amazing amounts of gifts. He would order flowers and have them delivered.
She's usually the giver, she's the missionary, but now she's being put on a little bit of a pedestal, and she's learning to appreciate what it is to be a woman, what it is to be desired. She probably felt like Cinderella.
But what Krista really wants is simply time spent together. With Cody living an hour away, that time together is precious.
Krista always looked forward to the time when Cody'd be coming. She was always excited to be looking out the door and peeping through the window. Is he here yet? You know, that kind of thing.
When Cody would come, that meant the world to her. It made her just glow 2 weeks beforehand and 2 weeks after.
In October 2007, Cody rents the perfect starter home in Livingston. Krista will move in with him once they're married. Until then, she starts nesting.
Okay, guys, let's paint. It's not cooking itself.
She can't wait to turn one of the bedrooms into a nursery.
Because they were so involved in children, we just knew that they would have a family soon.
Cody? I was hoping Cody was gonna show up. I'm sure he'll be here soon. I'm sure he's just working. He'll be fine.
It's exciting, but the soon-to-be husband feels the pressure of being the sole provider for their future. Cody offers to work double shifts at his EMT job for extra cash.
He took it seriously. He said, you know, I'm getting married, there's gonna be a lot of responsibility, when we're gonna have kids. You know, all these things were starting to weigh on it.
You're gonna be okay.
Thanks.
More time at work means less time with Krista.
We'll be fine.
She appreciates the sacrifices he's making. But 6 months before the wedding, something nags at her. Things are starting to feel different.
I do remember Krista coming and just being concerned, you know, he's not texting as often. Should I be concerned about that? What do you think? Krista wasn't the type of person to burden anybody with her concerns or worries, so the fact that she would actually bring it up seemed surprising.
But don't all couples struggle with growing pains as they get closer? Krista shrugs the worry off. Surely it's just pre-wedding jitters. And oh, that wedding. Krista plans every detail to make sure it's perfect. Ever the girly girl, she chooses a sweet pink and white theme, complete with Gerbera daisies.
They were her favorite flower, I think because they were so happy and joyful looking. They were perky little flowers, and Krista was a perky person.
And the perfect dress seems to come straight from a higher power.
I like the double ribbon. I think it's so much prettier. I was surprised.
Two of Krista's friends had bought a gown online months before. Now they offered to lend it to her.
She had cute little cap sleeves and a sweet little train that wasn't too long or too gaudy. It just seemed to fit her perfectly because it had all these little twinkly sparkles, but yet it was simple and modest and just like her, just simple.
But Krista's simple life has ended in a brutal execution, killed by one shot to the head from a 9mm handgun. The prime suspect is a man named Steve, who Cody said bought his 9mm the day before. Searching outside the house, detectives find more 9mm casings at the edge of a pond. Cody says he often did target practice out there before he sold the gun.
Cody was pretty much a professional. He knew a lot more about guns than I did. How to handle them.
Hey.
What's going on?
Lemonade.
Oh, you're the best.
How is it out here?
Detectives compare the casings.
We had a confirmed match on the spent rounds at the pond compared to the spent round at the scene.
Now it's definite. The 9mm Cody said he sold to Steve is the murder weapon. But where is the shooter? Who gunned down kind, gentle Krista Alexander and her unborn child? When detectives find out who held that 9mm, they will find the face of evil staring down the barrel. Newlywed expectant mother Krista Alexander lived the life of an angel. But something demonic entered her home and killed her. Her husband Cody believes the killer was a man named Steve, who bought Cody's 9mm the day before Krista's body was discovered. Did he then return to slay the pretty young bride? It's a heartbreaking fate for a couple whose future was just beginning. Just 4 months earlier, Krista and Cody pledged their love to each other, becoming one in the eyes of God.
Forsaking all others and holding only unto him.
I do.
Do you, Cody?
Krista's daddy delightedly officiates.
I can still remember just seeing her glowing in joy, and just being a part of that was real important to me.
But some guests notice Cody seems a little out of sorts.
We're standing up there and we watch him and he looks horrified. We thought it was funny because we were like, Mr. Confident, I'm not going to be nervous at my wedding, is scared to death.
Even more alarming is how Cody greets one particular guest.
Just the way they hugged, you could tell something just was strange in between them. It wasn't just a normal, hug. And so that was real suspicious.
You know those hugs? They go on a little too long. They involve the lower half of the body as well.
Krista is so lost in the fairy tale of her day, she doesn't notice the strange behavior. Then as the reception comes to a close, things get really weird.
Thank you so much.
Cody whispered in my ear, and he said, I'm going to take your daughter away from you. And I thought it was just, he was cutting the apron strings, so to speak.
This was the strangest choice of words I think I have ever heard come out of a groom's mouth. Not, don't worry, you're not losing your little girl, you're sharing her with me. No, I'm going to take your daughter away from you. It sounds very foreboding.
Was it just an odd choice of words? Did he mean he was taking responsibility for Krista now? Or perhaps he simply meant taking her away on her honeymoon. They do have an intimate trip planned to an antebellum mansion turned bed and breakfast in Jackson, Louisiana.
Do this right.
They're excited, but nervous. After all, they've been waiting a lifetime for this moment. But when the couple returns, it seems like everything went just fine. When she gets home, Krista discovers she got pregnant on the honeymoon. It's a dream come true. Time to really make way for baby. Krista makes a doctor's appointment, but is in for a shock.
She gets a phone call from the doctor's office, and the doctor tells her, honey, you don't have insurance. You're not covered.
They canceled my appointment. What? Cody didn't put me on his insurance.
Cody promised me that he would take care of that. He'd put her on the insurance. I was angry because he wasn't able to fulfill his word.
Cody has no explanation for why he failed to put her on his insurance.
He works as an EMT. He's in the healthcare business, and he hasn't gotten her covered? He was already showing signs that he didn't have the ability to really care for her and that child.
Now that her pregnancy is a pre-existing condition, Krista must find a way to get prenatal care without insurance. The early days of her pregnancy are tough. She's constantly sick. And instead of being by her side, Cody spends more and more time away, hanging with coworkers. And there's one particular work friend he seems to spend the most time with. But he swears it's strictly platonic.
Cody said, I'm working with this girl, but there's nothing to worry about. She's not pretty at all, and she smokes all the time. That's totally not my type. He made a big deal out of how unattractive he thought she was.
When Cody shows a picture of her to Krista's brother, he recognizes her. She was the one at the wedding, hugging Cody a little too intimately. And she's not ugly in the least.
My biggest concern, and I told him, was you spend a lot of time with somebody by yourself, anybody can be tempted.
And these two have long hours together, all alone.
It's weird. What a crazy day, huh? I'm gonna sleep right here.
He just wasn't treating her with the kind of honor and respect and all that I would expect out of a young man, and especially a newly married couple.
Krista can't imagine he's having an affair. He seems just as devoted to their future as she is. But Krista does talk to her mother about a strange incident that's been troubling her. One night, she found their wedding china left out on the counter and asked Cody about it.
Cody had told her, don't put it up, leave it there, and I'm gonna cook a meal for you. And I'm gonna serve you on your china. And which he never did cook a meal for her.
Krista knows something's up. Her instinct tells her this is weird, but she doesn't know how or why or what could be going on.
Before her questions could be answered, the pregnant newlywed is gone. It's been 7 hours since her body was found. Sheriff's investigators are still trying to track down the suspect named Steve. They also asked Cody to come in to clarify some parts of his story.
There were some unanswered questions that we wanted to get answered about the timeline, chain of events.
I told him that what I wanted him to do was take me from the time that he got up Saturday the 28th all the way through the time that he came home on the 29th and found his wife.
It was about 10:30.
Okay, hang on a second now, Cody. You told me before it was 8 o'clock, so which one was it?
Every time I stopped Cody and asked him about the timeline that he was giving me, something changed in it.
Small variations are understandable, but in one retelling, Cody forgets something major.
What about Steve?
But he never mentions Steve. This is a guy that possibly killed his wife, and he never mentions him. That's when it kind of started going down south. Cody knows something that he's not telling us.
The truth don't ever change. The truth is the truth. And so I knew I had him lying to me. At that time, it really turned into an interrogation. He just had a blank look on his face, like I surprised him.
Cody's rattled and scrambles to explain, but his answers only raise more questions about the death of his pregnant wife. Detective Watts now believes Cody is somehow involved.
Look, son, why don't you tell me what really happened to Krista then?
And everybody's faith is about to be shaken to the very core. Cody Alexander is caught in a lie involving the death of his new bride, Krista, and their unborn child. Detectives need to get him to reveal the truth behind the small-town murder. They know he was raised in a loving home, the oldest of 14 children, so they play right into that.
I told him that he comes from a good family, that he did not need to be painted a monster, that I feel like I knew what happened. I just want to know why it happened. And at that time, he hung his head and told me, he said,
I did it. I did it.
Steve is completely fictional. No one ever came to buy the gun that day. Cody tries to protect himself, swearing it was all a terrible accident. Boom! He thought the gun's safety was on and it couldn't fire.
And basically stated that he was playing with the gun and going through the house, basically making sounds with his mouth, going boom, boom. And as he gets in the bedroom with his wife, he points the gun, and he says the gun don't go click, it actually goes boom. And he shoots his wife.
I was so expecting to hear a click and not a boom.
That's when you shot her?
At one time, that's when I shot her.
Okay. Then what did you do?
And I freaked out. I didn't know what to do. So I started messing with the house, tried to make it look like someone else had been there other than me.
After staging the robbery, he goes to his EMT shift, leaving the door open. He hopes a curious neighbor will notice the door and discover Krista's body. But when he gets home, no one has. Before he calls 911, he puts a finishing touch on the crime scene and sets up the ironing scenario.
He was not thinking that irons do shut off at some point. For a safety feature, well, she's laying there cold, dead, and the iron's still hot. So it's clear that was a setup.
Perhaps if he'd ever ironed a shirt before, he'd know about the auto-off. And what about the missing DVD player that was carefully removed? That small detail holds more meaning than anyone could have realized. Turns out it was a bizarre post-murder gift for someone special.
When I asked Cody about the DVD player, he had stated to me that he had taken it and gave it to a co-worker.
But she's more than just a co-worker. She's his lover.
Cody confessed to me that he was having a sexual relationship together. They had met on one occasion at a local motel, and he gave me details of that involvement.
The affair began just after his engagement to Krista, in the fall of 2007, when he started becoming distant. For one particular tryst, he used his wedding china for a romantic meal.
He had actually taken that same china to the hotel room to serve her food.
He brought it home, washed it, and left it on the counter for Krista to find and puzzle over. It's just so insulting to his innocent, trusting bride. But that choice of dishware might have somehow eased Cody's conflicted Christian conscience.
With Cody, sexuality is only connected to marriage. And if it's not connected to marriage, it's embroiled with great feelings of guilt. So if Cody was having an affair on the side, he had to romanticize the affair. He used his own wedding dishes to cook her a dinner.
Krista's instincts were right all along. It's the ultimate betrayal. Investigators locate the murder weapon where Cody tossed it off the side of the highway. Then Detective Watts is left with delivering the heartbreaking news to the families.
It's never easy telling someone their loved one has been murdered. It's even harder to tell them that your loved one did the murder.
The detective tells me, said, Cody has confessed he killed Krista. You know, the death of your daughter is bad, but it's worse when somebody you loved and that you entrusted with your daughter for her health and safety and all, that you find out that he was the one responsible for her death.
Cody was just like a son. We didn't lose just a daughter that day or a grandchild. We lost a son also. We lost 3 people that day. And that's just the only way I can put it.
I now pronounce you husband and wife.
You look in the mirror every day and you tell yourself that your daughter's been murdered and that the man that you loved and trusted has done it.
A day after the confession, Cody Alexander is charged with second-degree murder, first-degree feticide, and obstruction of justice. His defense lawyers asked the Bakers to agree to a plea deal, giving Cody 20 years in jail. But the Bakers want everything on the record.
We needed the truth. That's how we're gonna have some peace here. That's how we're gonna have some closure. And that's why we were so insistent that we wanted it to go through to trial.
Cody's trial begins on August 4th, 2009, and his defense lawyers stick to the accidental shooting story. But it's a tough sell to the jury, given his extensive experience with guns, and that 9mm in particular.
This particular Springfield model gun had a safety on the back of the handle where you had to squeeze it in order for it to shoot, so it couldn't have accidentally went off.
The autopsy report also suggests a deliberate shooting.
It was revealed at that point that the pistol barrel had been put right next to her head and shot. This doesn't indicate there was any sort of accident. This proves that it was cold-blooded murder.
Prosecutors believe he did it because Krista and the baby stood in the way of a new life he secretly planned for himself.
He had love for someone else, and that the family background he come from, divorce was really not an option.
In his mind, he was married until death do us part. So he had to figure out how to hasten death to his wife. He did exactly the opposite of what he'd prayed his entire life. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. He was led directly into temptation and delivered straight to evil.
As jury deliberations enter a 6th hour, prosecutors and the Baker family fear a hung jury over whether the murder was accidental or premeditated. So they offer a new plea deal, 55 years in prison. Cody accepts. Finally, justice. Krista left a legacy of beauty she brought into the world through her faith, her love, her compassion.
We rest in the hope of the time when we'll be able to see Krista in the future.
Even though it was a short life, I believe she made a genuine difference in this world. Even just living 24 years, 7 months and 3 days, that it was very fulfilled.
All she wanted was love. She didn't have to have a lot of money. She just wanted you to love her. And that was really what summed up her life.